it's that time of the year again. Pumpkin cream cold brew is back, so I'm pretty hyped. Judge me as you may, stuff's good. Yeah, so let me show you what we're working with in today's video and what, you know, all this work entails that we're about to do. So obviously here is my 2003 AP1 S2000, and been a great car, you know, but I just recently realized on a little road trip when I was partway through that this upper radiator hose, little puffy, that's really hot, little puffy, and by little I mean a lot. This thing is pretty darn swollen. So, you know, we're gonna go through and we have the full HPS hose kit today. We're gonna change out, basically, I'm gonna try and do all of them, you know, just because I'm gonna be in there already. But yeah, at least the upper at bare minimum, but I'm gonna try and do pretty much all of them. Now, being AP1, you see this rat's nest we have over here of ABS, vacuum, IAC, all that stuff. So these lines down here to the oil cooler, oil filter area, I've already changed those last year with all OEM parts. I just felt like doing the hoses over here. I know there's a whole thing between silicone versus OEM, you know, rubber stuff, but personally I just wanted to go with the silicone because in the shorter term it was a bit cheaper than getting all new OEM stuff. It was like 300 bucks compared to like 400 or 500. So for now, HPS will be good. I've got a lot of friends that track their S2000s as I do. It'll be fine. So I left my shop key at home, so I'm waiting on my fiance to bring me my shop key. So once that's unlocked, then we can pull this thing in. So yeah, let's get started. All right, we're here, cars on the lift. If there's wind noise in the next talking clips, I apologize. Middle of Arizona summer. I got my swamp cooler going and my big shop fan going. I'm letting this air out, so in the meantime, let's open this up really quick. I mean, I already just cut it, and then I was like, you know, I should probably film it. So going through, got a license plate frame, that's pretty sweet. Some catalogs, a packing list, and then in here we got basically all the goodies. So well, that one's open. So these are going to be the upper and lower radiator hoses, the big Johnnies here. And then these are gonna be all of the water lines, I'd imagine, all the smaller stuff. So yes, I did get the blue kit, you know, I like blue, so is what it is. And they were out of the black at the time of ordering, so, but I like blue too. So, and we got these clamps, so sweet. I mean, that's about all the unboxing you get. So I guess I'm gonna just finish letting this car cool off and start draining the coolant. I got a bucket right here to drain it into. So yeah, let's just have some fun. Try not to get too flustered over these hoses back here. It's a little bit tighter because I do have the radium catch can set up, and so I got more hoses coming up here, so I'm probably gonna have to disconnect those, which that was already kind of a pain to route. Is what it is. We'll get it done. I already kind of mapped out where the hoses go. These ones, honestly, I'm a little confused by. These ones are pretty obviously this side of the heater hoses here, so we got to take this heat shield off. So give myself some more access. I'm gonna just remove my intake setup here, take my strut bar, move that out of the way, and then probably disconnect the AN fittings off the catch can. Probably right here, move those lines out of the way, also from the valve cover. Just give myself some more space. Now obviously the upper and the lower hose, those are the two massive ones, so those will be easy. I'm gonna start by draining the coolant, and while that's trickling out, we'll start disassembling some of this. So pretty sure I have a drain petcock somewhere up there, so let me find that. And it's hard for you guys to see it, but down here I have this drain. Sweet, that was only a little tighter than finger tight. Feels like it's plastic. So where's the gabagoo? I mean, please don't burst. Oh, yep, she's still a little pressurized. I just wanted to relieve some pressure, just drizzle out of here. This thing's gonna need a freaking scrub down when I'm done. Oh yeah, still a little pressurized. Ah, just gonna make a mess. Whatever. This thing doesn't want to just like ooze out. It just wants to puke out. So that's kind of crappy. What kind of drain is that? Well, that's fucking cool. Not. Missed entirely where I needed that all to go. There. Just hold the bucket in front of the drain until it decides to act nice. I do have 2 extra jugs of coolant here, and I'm gonna try and recycle what's in here since there's no need to throw it all away. There we go. Now it's acting appropriately. This is already becoming a job that's going to be very annoying to complete with the mess it's making. I don't mind working on cars, but I genuinely despise doing cooling systems solely because I hate cleaning up the mess. And being that this is my own shop, I got nobody to clean it for me, but whatever. That's mostly drain, it's drizzling, so strut bar, I don't even know what size that thing is. Where's all my stinking Allen keys? Here they are. If any of you guys are interested in one of these titanium intakes, I do make these here in-house. My shop is Velocity Race Fab, so shoot me an Instagram message if you'd like one. I don't have them on the website yet because I haven't had much interest in them, but this is, you know, full titanium. I make the K&N style and I also make the OEM style. A few of my buddies have it, so shameless self-plug. May as well clean that filter while it's out today. Yeah, I gotta finish taking the air box out because I gotta take the heat shield off and the air box is kind of blocking it. This one is very annoying to get to. And very hot because the motor's not fully cooled down yet, but there's still one more. Shoot. Down way under here. I think this one's at least easy. I gotta tell you, they could have really done some better work with this. That back bolt's such a nightmare. There we go. Funny enough, I had to go through heck just to find one of these things when I first bought my car because somebody decided to get rid of it, and I tried making my own heat shield, but these cars just vibrate a lot, so it ended up breaking and cracking pretty good. So thankfully I found that one on eBay. Just put a few of these back so that way I can not lose them. Also, shout out to this Belade Sports VTEC solenoid gasket. Less than a year old, already leaking. Yeah. All right, whatever. This side's good. I can access those hoses. So now is the fight for over here. Yeah, see, look at that hose, how it's just permanently deformed from that clip right there. Thing is ready to go, I can tell. There's not going to be a fun way to do this no matter what I do, so we're just going to have to let it drizzle. Drizzle all over the place like the mess I'm already making. So in case you didn't already tell, this kit does not include all these little hoses. Thankfully mine a little dry, so a little hardened, so I will be ordering those from Honda, but the kit doesn't come with these little guys for like the idler control valve. And then coming down here off of what I would imagine is just the back of the intake manifold and then the idler control valve. So those ones, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do later. And you know, whatever. Take that out of the way, just to give myself some room. So this upper hose, you can obviously see it's there, but then it goes all the way back, and I don't know how well you guys can see it here on the camera, if at all, but thermostat, or the upper neck is right there. The hose clamp is right there. So thankfully it is facing upwards-ish. So see if I can get a flathead on that. I think if I move some of this harness out of the way and move this vacuum line, I can actually get to it. This vacuum line looks really brittle too, so I'm not too happy about messing with some of this stuff. Oh, okay, that was easier than I thought. So I haven't done the air pump delete yet. I will in the future, but in the short term, I need this hose out of the way a little bit, coming from here, going down here. That'll give me some more room. So try and access that, Johnny. All right, got that clamp. And got that clamp. Okay, there we go. Ow, bastard. I envy AP2 owners for this reason solely, and having the better transmission, but okay. A little bit more hand room in there. I really feel like they should have moved these ABS lines anywhere else in the world. So it looks like this transmission bracket's gonna be in the, or yeah, this intake manifold 2 block bracket, I think. So it looks like it's 14 mil up here and then 1 down there. So let's take that out, I guess. Of course, you need a wrench for that guy. It's still dripping off the splitter. All right, there is a clip to the harness on there. There we go. The lower radiator hose goes right here with the pinch clamp as well as the thermostat housing. Now, I already changed the thermostat with an OEM unit when I first bought the car 3 years ago, because it locked up on me the 2nd or 3rd day of ownership. So that's got a new OEM unit on there. So yeah, I mean, I should have access to pretty much all the hoses that I'm working on, so I'm gonna just start pulling them off. I'm gonna start with this clamp since I'm already down here. So I've got this pretty fancy hose plier set. I think this is it. Nope, that would be hole saw set. So this set is actually pretty cool because this has these nice little pliers. I mean, this has a whole bunch of different pliers, but these ones in specific for hard to reach areas, it's like on a wire, and then you can just pull the trigger and it yeah, scrunches, and then you just release it with the lever right here. So these guys are what you like to use for stuff where you just don't really have anything good to reach up there. So just like that. Except for when you miss. So, grab that guy. Oh, that's sweet. I never used these ones before, honestly. I was just going off a whim. I got the bucket underneath. Hoping that it'll catch, you know, as much as it can, but at this rate, I've just kind of come to terms with it. I'm gonna have a heck of a mess to clean up. So let's get these upper clamps. Yeah, these pliers are rad. Well, I got both the lower clamps already, so upper one done. So we should be able to just pull these thingies off. Oh yeah, this hose is like collapsed. Good Lord, dude. Oh my gosh, that is so swollen. This thing was 1 track day away from exploding for sure. Dang, dude. Look at this hose.
It's like when a tire has a little titty in the sidewall.
That's wild. I've never seen a hose swell like that. I was more worried about this, how it's all puffed up here.
You were one more Starbucks visit away from not having a proper head gasket in that.
Dude, that thing would have blown up so good. That's wild.
Not gonna lie, anytime I see when you guys work on an S2000, you don't look like you're having fun.
AP2s really have the space advantage because all of this stuff doesn't exist. There we go.
Should have got your money up about an AP2.
Yeah. I can't have nice things, and I'm my own worst enemy.
I was trying to find a clutch. I didn't know where it was. It's just inevitable to have to make this like not super messy. So now that I got all these hoses out, the only one that I can't find is this guy, because this one is the heater hose up top right here. This one is the lower one. This guy I cannot find, so I'm gonna have to do some sniffing around, but I see now that there's a few more coolant lines under, so these idler control valve ones still seem pretty okay. That one's a little hard for my liking, so I'll probably end up ordering these. Thankfully, these ones are all accessible right up top, so I don't mind changing those later and just re-burping it. I do gotta find this guy, but there is like a bigger one tucked way up under here that I just don't even know. I thought it was a water pipe, but it definitely feels like a rubber hose, and it goes clear across here. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to come back in here at some point and change that, because I don't have time to let the car sit because I have work on customer cars to do. So whatever, I guess I'm gonna pull those two hoses off on that side, pull these two off, and start putting everything back on. Okay, so I checked the Honda Parts Now website, finally found the diagrams for the parts. So it's basically oil, the little 90-degree hose that I'm looking for on the backside behind the alternator. That is thermostat housing to water pipe to oil cooler for the oil filter stuff. And then the other one is like a bypass tube, so that goes from thermostat housing to the upper hose housing. So all these little hoses right here, this is all just, so this one and this one, it's the same part number, you just need two of them. And then this one is part number 6 on the throttle body diagram or intake manifold diagram, and this is part number 8, or no, the 6 and part number 8. So I'm gonna just order those. So unfortunately the car is gonna be stuck here. I am gonna finish pulling these other hoses off and at least get them positioned. And then I did finally figure out this one is just the lower coolant bypass hose right there. So I guess because I have it, I'll just, you know, change it. I don't know, we'll see. Right, so got the hoses over here all put in place. Those were pretty easy. Didn't film those because the GoPro has been on the charger because it was almost dead, but yeah, these two are pretty easy. Just use the new hose clamps, got those all snug down. On this side, I actually found out where the little stubby hose goes. So this was blocking my view, but there's actually the little 45-degree hose right here. So that solves that issue. It goes there and not down there. Okay, so I got the lower hose put in. Just got to tighten the clamps down, but I have to do that under the car just because of access. And I tweaked something really good on my back trying to squeeze on one of those hoses, so I'm trying to catch my breath. So thankfully, some buddies came by the shop to hang out. If you guys are regular viewers, you know who Isaiah is by now. So he's usually my transmission jack. Today he's my you know, hose changer. So he's just doing those two heater core hoses over there, and then that'll be these two right here. Somewhere right here. Yeah, GoPro, get on there. And that one. And yeah, then I'm just waiting on the other parts. Paid for overnight shipping from Honda Parts Now, so hopefully that's actually more or less overnight. Tomorrow's Sunday, so hopefully they're here sometime Monday, and that'd be nice. But yeah, these hoses are very vibrant. They stand out like crazy. So I also have to change this bracket out. This is the tensioner bracket. Somebody, previous owner, snapped a bolt off in here and I didn't notice it till like last year. And I do have a spare. It's just kind of like one of those I didn't feel like getting that deep in there because it worked. But now since I already had to have it all out to access these other hoses, you know, I may as well just change it while I'm in here. So yeah, anyways, we're just gonna slap those two hoses in really quick, super easy, you know, just a few clamps. You know, whoever assembled this car though, they put all the clamps in the worst possible spot, so it was definitely a Monday car, and the dude was just pissed off and probably beat his wife when he got home. But they're off nonetheless, so we'll catch up with you guys here once we have the rest of the parts to go in. All right, so it's been a few days now. I finished working on the Datsun with the K-swap, and the parts just showed up for the S2000, the last couple hoses. Here we are. So we got a bunch of Honda Parts Now pieces. So this is going to be, let me not drop my phone. So yeah, this is the water bypass hose. This is the one that goes all the way from housing to housing under the intake that you can't really see. This is the hose that goes to the back of the oil cooler, behind like the thermostat housing or the alternator bracket and stuff. And then these are all the little guys that go on the throttle body. So you got these two, you need two of these, and then these are like the long guys. So let's go ahead and get this stuff all taken care of and put back together, because I'm tired of waiting, you know what I mean? These are the main two that I was talking about. This guy goes right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it goes right here. And then this guy, it really does, you can't see it at all. I can barely see it with the flashlight under, but it goes like this, just straight across underneath the runners of the intake manifold. So that one, no point in trying to film that. And then the others are pretty much all right here, so let's ignore that one. So it's this one, this U-shaped one, and then this long guy here. This is probably only about another 15 minutes of hose work, and I gotta get under the car, tighten the lower hose clamps, but everything else is already good to go and put back together. I'm gonna be doing a valve lash since the motor's been sitting cold for a few days. Perfect time to do it because it does need to be adjusted. So for now, let's just try and get these clamps off, and I already know I'm gonna take my watch off so I don't get coolant all over it. If there's any more in here, that is. There we go. Nice, crusty. This is the new hose for the, you know, obviously the long skinny Johnny here. That one was a little tedious because that one goes way down onto this little port right there. But now you can see this other hose, maybe. Well, you see the big part of it right there, and the upper portion goes way back in there, where the light is shining on that hose clamp that's loose. Yeah, that's why I wasn't trying to film this, because there's no easy way to do it. So pretty much the only way I was able to get this is I took the booster line off of right here. It's got some 45-degree pliers, and I fed the flashlight down in there. You can kind of see it right down in there, more or less. And just got a good grip on it, and then I had to reach my other arm down under here and get a finger on it, and between pushing that way with it clamped and then finger tipping it down there, I was able to wiggle it off. Just took the razor blade to it, cut it so it's ready to pull off. But I just wanted to complain to you guys because that sucked. All right, I finally got those hoses done. So there's the coolant bypass hose, the skinny guy, which comes up to right here, this long skinny one, and of course the big guy, wherever it went. Like you can see, it's attached between there and follows up way back there. I'm just gonna be honest, that one I fought with it for a good 30 minutes to get this clamp on up here, but it's finally done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do these last few little hoses and then just reassemble and we'll be good. But I'm gonna do the valve lash while I have it, like I mentioned. So I'll pretty much just probably wrap the video up here in a minute once we finish these other little hoses, since you don't need to see all that stuff. Actually, I just realized that this hose is under this hose, so we gotta pull that up, rotate that around a little bit. There we go. Just took a little order of operations and finesse. All right, well, that's basically gonna wrap everything up. I already went ahead and did the valve lash adjustment. Turns out my spark plug tube seals have given out, so the plugs and coil packs were pretty drenched in oil. So that's pretty unfortunate, but you know, hoses are done. That's the important part. The rest of it was just extracurricular while we're in here, just gotta wait on Honda to deliver the tube seals tomorrow and the valve cover gasket. So is what it is. The car's down another day, but it'll be up tomorrow and we'll get this thing all done up. So the bleeding procedure on this, I'm not going to do in this video, obviously, since I'm not going to fire the car, since I still need parts on it. Look up the Billman bleeding procedure. That's the way I always do this on these cars. It's just the best way. I don't have a pressure bleeder personally, and you just can't seem to get all the air out burping it normally. But the Billman procedure process, whatever, is definitely goated. So look that up if you have trouble with it. And that'll get you squared away. So thanks for spending some time out of your day here with me. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you found this video a little bit useful or entertaining if you're looking to do some hoses on your S2000 yourself. And if you want to support the channel further, I do have merch in the, on the website for velocityracefab.com. And yeah, anyways guys, if you're local, you want some work done, some fab work and whatnot, hit me up at Velocity Race Fab, and let's get you scheduled in. So do what you love, figure out the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Doses.